जरा मॅडम आत बसा ना.
Hello friends. Today we are going to discuss here unit number MBA second year semester 4 and here subject MMG 404 here. We are going to discuss here unit number 3 here, and unit number 3 is that is the organizational culture here. In this unit, you will find that there is some points here. Some points are must be discussed here. Here, unit number 3 is that is organizational culture. There are some points must be here discussed, and those points are here key concepts given at the second unit given in here strategy and planning. Then planning is the basic management function. It identifies goals and objectives, hierarchy. And there is also here unit number 3 here. You find that this unit is given here organizational culture here. There is a structure here, introduction. Then you will find that there are some unit objectives, types of organization culture. There are three types: artifacts, then espouse, and basic underlying. Types of culture: Jesus, the club culture; Apollo, role culture; Athena, the task culture; and Dionysus and Dionysus, existential culture. Then there is a fourth point is that is of managing change in organization. Then and summary. Here, an organization is a common platform where persons from various backgrounds are coming together and work as collective unit to achieve the certain objectives and targets also. The word organization is derived from the Greek word organon here. An organization consists the individuals of here also working also there are some points must be there. The employees are the major assets of organization and it contributes effectively in its successful functioning. It is also essential for the employees to be loyal towards their organization and strive hard in furthering its brand image also there. There are some points here given at an organization cannot survive if the employees are not all serious about it and treat their work as a burden. The employees must enjoy whatever they do uh, for them to deliver their level best here. While combination of attitude, traits, and behavioral patterns which govern the way of individual interacts with the others term as culture here. Culture is something which one inherits from his or her prestigious, and it helps the distinguishing individual from others also. Here, thus, an organizational culture refers to the beliefs and principles of particular organization here. The culture followed by the organizations has a deep impact on its employee and their relationship among themselves. Every organization has a unique culture, making it different from the other and giving it sense of direction also. It is essential for the employees to understand the culture of their workplace and to adjust well here. Here, the importance of organizational culture is reflected from the fact that despite use of similar technology and process of human resources, some organizations perform better than the other. It is the organizational culture that makes the difference between success and failure. Here, thus this unit explores the role of service and operations managers and organizational culture. There are some unit objectives here, and those objectives are understanding what is organizational culture, then types of organizational culture, and learn about types of cultures here. Here, the types of organizational culture, there are two ideologies and present the realm of organizational culture. The first one considered the culture to be tangible, while the other one it is intangible. Here, the tangible approach believes that the culture in organization can be laid down by in guidelines and manuals also. The intangible approach advocates that the culture is reflected in behavior towards its organ in 1986 and Oswick in 1996 refers to these views as culture is personality here. According to say in 1985, organizational culture has several levels here. He has described three levels here: artifacts, then espouse, then basic underlying assumptions here. Artifacts, in that is, it consists of structure, process, and their physical evidence that can be observed or felt here. In case of service organizations, several outcomes like success of goods, customers, service or measurement and control systems used in the organization also. Here, at this level of operations may differ within one type of service sector itself. For example, a business class of one type of airline may differ from other in terms of quality of chairs, hospitality, food, etc. However, for both airlines, it will be called business class and even fare may be same. Yes, Sen makes the important judgment that one should not draw conclusion merely based on the evidence of such from artifacts only here, and analyze must be deeper into understanding of culture there. The second point is that is of espouse values. This level is more cognitive in nature and it connects the organizational culture and with the competitive strategy and missions of the organization. Some of the statements are there made for these espoused values are as follows. That statements are here given one, two, three, four, five, six statements. First one is we believe in quality. Second, teamwork is what we believe in. Third is 100% devotion to customer satisfaction. Fourth is integrity importance. Fifth is encourage little things. Sixth is innovation prime policy. Here, such statements are set out by leadership team and operations manager takes these statements as guideline principles and sets out to carry out the task in coherence with the statements. Here are some examples given of this value. Commitment to equitable treatment and elimination of discrimination. Commitment of diversity in all staff, a recognition of the rights of all individuals, ability to lead, model diversity, commitment to individual and organizational efforts, diversity, that is the embraces of cross-cultural diversity, adaptable and integrous and embracing cultural differences. The next point is respect and value diverse life. And last point is that is of welcome and respect diversity of our patients. So here are some points. We acknowledge these honor and fundamental value of dignity of individuals. We pledge ourselves and to creating, maintaining an environment that respects the diverse traditions and heritage and experiences. Then there are some basic underlying assumptions are there. These are those set of the values that an organization is not much willing to portray to outside the world here and are generally ignored. Such values are also, although not good for the organization, but are inevitably present and are part of culture here. For example, is their authority over the employees in generally not challenged, although not good for the democratic and transparent system, but such set of values still prevail in an organization. Here, while basic assumptions are generally not discussed, and these points analyzed as underwritten beliefs have worked well for companies' progress are generally expressed in the more crude or informal also here. Then there are some types of cultures. And those types of culture in organization many change from one demographical setup to another one. The culture in the restaurant will be differ from that in a hospital. A number of attributes govern these variances. It may include types of leadership and linked personalities, role assigned to people, and the extent transparency given to the customers. According to Handy in 1991 and Johnston and Clark in 2008, four types of organization cultures are here. First one is Zeus, the club culture. Second is Apollo, where it is Athena. And fourth is Dionysus. Here, first culture that is of Zeus, the club culture. It was the king of God, Jesus, Zeus, was the king of gods who ruled the patronage and fear. This kind of culture is prevalent and entrepreneurial organization or at the summit of large organization. In this culture, the speed of decision making is faster. Organization with such culture is very good if there is a trust among the employees. But it is very bad if the top management starts abusing the power. As far as service is concerned, it is very responsive and high services delivery can be expected. The second type is Apollo, the role culture. This type of culture is mostly stable and predictable. It gives good results when market is not dynamic. Every employee's role is clearly defined by the top management, while it expects the little initiative from the employee. Most high volume services retailers, utilities, insurance companies follow this type of culture here. Third one is that is of Athena, the task culture. This culture is focused on employees' expertise in particular domain, irrespective of age, experience, and position. It is suitable for when a product of the organization is an input for solutions of the some problem. Due to the presence experts in the organization and culture demand lots funds and most research and development organization adopt such culture. Specific feature of this culture is that it imbibes the flexibility in the organization. It also advocates the participation of customers in service improvement. Generally, the consultancy and counseling companies are part of this category here. Fourth type is Dionysus essential culture. This type of culture is an on existence of the owner of the company. It rests of the culture, employees work and sustain organization, but in the case of organization as a whole, works to be found bound to get what service provider wants to give, and the service is designed as per convenience of organization. Next point is managing the change in organization. Every organization goes through change in management philosophy. It depends on the market forces and evolution of organization culture. Batek in 1996 has suggested some of the strategies to manage culture change in organization, and there are four approaches he has described here, and it is to be adopted. Which are those approaches are as follows here. First approach is progressive. It is useful in the framework of times when quick results are desired. Top managers have to come up with the outcomes of as faster pace, and such approach generally upset the employees as they are less in equipped handle culture shock here. It may give the quick wins, but at the same time, one may lose commitment in ownership of the employee here. The second point approach is consultative. It is the proper communication of involvement in employees in change process with positive attitude. It takes the longer time and one cannot expect quick results in this approach also. The third approach is educative one. With this strategy, organization retrains the educative. It is employees about the upcoming stage also. It makes the employees familiar with the costs, cons and pros of new policy. It is based on the philosophy that advocates the rational understanding of change and need for change. And last fourth is a coercive approach. In this approach, top management is deploying middlemen for the key points, and it may be difficult to bring in change. And generally, it is about the managing group of professionals and who are resisting upcoming changes also. So these are the some points of the work culture here. organization culture. There is also summary at the end of each unit. Key concept organization here, it is the social unit of people that is structured and managed to meet need of the pursue collective goals. Then there is a second point is culture here. Broadly, social heritage of group here. It is a pattern of responses discovered, developed, or invented during the group's history of handling problems which arise from interactions among its members also. And it is between them and their environment. These responses are considered the correct way to practice, perceive, hear, feel, think, and act also. Culture determines what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. That means not to accept here. Here, important and unimportant, right or wrong, workable or unworkable, uh, is the end components of all learned here. Then shared and explicit practice assumptions here. The next key concept is tangible. Having physical existence or form or discrete removable to one or more sense. Second key concept is intangible. That cannot be assessed or felt, measured, or moved from one side to another. Next is teamwork here. It is the process of working collaboratively with those groups, people in order to achieve the goal. Teamwork is often crucial part of the teamwork here. Here, top management, next point is. It is the highest ranking executives with tied here, such as chairman, vice chairman, chief executive, then measuring director, president, such are executive director, executive vice president. These are responsible for this entire business or enterprise. Top management, it is translating the policy of by the board of directors into goals of their objectives and strategies and projects, shared vision for the future. It makes the decisions that affect everyone in the organization, and it is held entirely responsible for the success or failure of the organization here. Then organization change. Change is about reviewing and modifying management structure and business process here. There are also some questions. Unit number 4 here, you will find that this is the fourth unit. New service development. There are also introduction, unit objectives, service innovation, service system design, service blueprinting, summary. Key concept. Here is introduction for you. A new service is defined as service providing not available to customer before. It can be the result of additional offerings, fundamental changes, and delivering the service. Here, there are some unit objectives are there and describe what it entails new service, then service innovation, service systems are there, then service system design tool share. Development of the service innovation is development in services may be path of breaking or continued development. Path breaking innovations need to be altogether new process also. Then there is, on the other hand, reducing the queue time in services. It is incrementally bringing innovations also included. Then second is here is new service innovation table is given here, table 4.1. A radical innovations description and examples. Here it is major inconveniences, totally description and mobile banking. And second is startups. Third is new service. Fourth is increment of innovation. Here service line extension, service improvement, and service changes. The incremental generally requires to be invested in resources as it works on the already existing system also. While radical innovations need a new form also. To make this easier, a firm implement incremental innovations in the services. Radical services innovate are a bit more risky in the incremental innovations for the same reasons. Acceptability of the new product in the market is also unknown here. Then there is next point is that is of service system design here. Here design factors should be directly relate to the in-vision service strategy. Some of the macro factors to be considered are location, scheduling, employee skill, quality, measures, standards, service demand, required capacity, the degree of customers contact. So these are some points of quality here. There will be fundamental differences in designing service system of offline banking portal and physical bank facilities. Some of the important factors that govern service system design are discussed here. Location. It is the objective of the facility location that maximize accessibility of the facility. It is quite evident of Indian banking sector is the number of banks branches in India have increased almost 53,000. It indicates that the effort services provided increase accessibility of banks and Indian citizens, such as situations favorized in banks as well as increasing their revenue with the increase in customers also here. There are also some points of the facility layout here. The arrangement of service avenue inside the facility also affects the performance of service to a large extent. One can easily observe it and at an airport where a lot of effort is devoted to planning, designing, and layout for the smooth arrival and departure of passengers. Here, service design. It is the intangible value of added to the surrounding environment. It enhances service experience customers. It is the and in restaurant. It plays light music while serving dinner to a customer. Will definitely have an edge of other another restaurants which is mundane. A lot depends on ambience effort of furniture, hospitality, serving staff, etc. These are all aspects of service design here. Then there is a next point is scheduling here. Designing the service as per convenience of the customer schedule is very important. Marketing calls generally make the between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Such calls are not scheduling in all correct time slot. Customers may get irritated by new unwanted calls and might migrate as well. Scheduling of workforce to meet service requirements is very important one here. A restaurant that opens at 9 a.m. Needs to be scheduled in workforce timing accordingly. The next point is that is of work skill here. It is essential that the employee direct in a contact with the customers must have good knowledge and then about the where about the service, the customer care employee handling phone calls and mobile users must know what do they are plans here. All the other values are added. Here quality, it is the measure and parameter. A service provider must have its quality standard and measure up in place of so give consistent service. The next point is demand capacity planning. It is very important element as for service design is concerned. Here, restaurants has to plan for them lean and peak demand allows their proactively so as to can deploy workforce accordingly. The customers coming into restaurants are generally more than weekends as compared to that every day they are not coming there. Hence, the restaurant manager has to plan for the workforce essentially. These were some major points that operations managers must keep in the mind while designing service facility. However, the list of is not exhaustive. Changes may be there. Then service operations managers here. Service and system tools are there. And IT tools are developed to analyze service process. There are several service systems designed too. One of the best model is service blueprint and which map the process of analyzing and interactions with each other of each here. Then second is here service blueprinting here. It is the visual or graphical representation of the service process, which can be services. Blueprint provides the clear of the objectives of the service process. It is also examine the effective of the current services and process design, enhance services process. It shows the document different aspects of services like operations and services are performed to the services provided customers, then contact points, customers and employees role and visual elements of services also there. The total service operations are categorized into four classes of customers operations here. Action of to on stage, contact employees, action of backgrounds, and supporting actions. Besides, it also makes the list of the elements here of the physical evidence on which they are consumers subjected. Here is the next point is service blueprint is the first suggested by Shostak in 1984-1987. He explained how the service process should be improved by use of service blueprinting. For typical services, for the shoe repairs, discount brokerage, then suggested four steps are there. First step is identifying the process. It is the service delivery and present them in diagrammatic form. Second is the identity of all fail points will be there. These are the stages where things about might to go wrong here. The actions necessary to correct these must be determined and systems procedures developed to reduce like their livelihood also. The next point is that is of establishing time frame there. We set standards again performance the previous steps might be measured frequently. This is the time taken also. This is also time taken again. Then there is analyzing the profitability of service. Here are some service delivered in terms of number of customers served during the period of time. Yeah. And now here and develop the new service components of typical hotel. Here is one service map for the main service components of typical hotel. You will find here that is service map for the main services components in typical hotel. And we have given this model here. Typical evidence, then here customers comes, then menu, then deliver tray food appearance, then food. Here in second line, make choice, then deliver menu, then contact person visible, collect menu, then individual process, take order to kitchen, delivery tray, collect the tray, wash ups, eat and drink, then here. This is the menu, then the delivery of menu, then make choice, then select menu, take order. Then here delivery tray food appearance, deliver tray. Then here eat and drink food. Then again here collect tray, wash ups, then prepare food, delivery food is towards sorts of the meal stage also here. Here the figure one is ready for horizontally from left to right here. Explain the actions or steps performed by the customers or to contact employees here. While if read vertically, it depicts the structural relationship that support the actions of the customers and the employees. The topmost layer is close to the customers, while the bottommost layer is farthest for customers. Then there is also when an organizational is developing a new service, it must be taken bare care those who will perform the task also there. Then there is also in figure number two, there is washing here utensils, food preparation, sorting the meal trays happen at back end here. While delivering of menu and food tray happens directly in contact with the customers also. Here, using this diagram service process, designers can find out the time taken to complete particular job along with the best sequence to complete the job. Then the line visibility, dotted line is there, helps the clearly fragmenting the tasks that are performed in contact with the customers and back in office. This diagram is also instrumental in examining the failure points and hence coming up with the possible solutions to curb the problem also. Here is at the end of the unit, there is summary. New service is defined as the service offering not previously available. Then development in service may be path of breaking or continuous development, path breaking innovations. There are some key concepts maybe there. Here are some service design factors. Then here's a service blueprint. Then there is also innovation. It is the process of translating idea inventions into good service that creates. Then second is continuous improvement. It is also an ongoing effort to improve products. Then human resources. The resources that makes reside the knowledge, skill and motivate the people. Facility. It is the permanent, semi-permanent or temporary commercial or industrial properties such as building, plant, structure, built establishment, etc. Then there are some points, exercises also given here. Define the new service development. What do you mean by innovation? distinction between various types of innovations and using suitable examples. Then there is also explain the various factors that affect the service system design. Elaborate service system design tools. There is next point is that is of unit 5 is there. Managing the customer's relationship there. This is one of the introduction, then unit objectives, understanding the customer's segmentation, market segment, classification, customer type, customer's retention, relationship with the customers, product relationship, personal relationship, temporary relation, management of business relation, then customer satisfaction, service quality, factors of service quality, and summary. And here is the introduction. Service operations management is the customer-centric task. It is the imperative to have separate unit on customers' relations here. There are some unit objectives. Understand how customer segment is carried out and know about service firms relationship there. Know about the management business relationship, then be aware about the importance of customer satisfaction. Here, the understanding the customer segment, it is seen that over period of time that is every customer through the consuming same product or service is not the same. Customer base can be segmented into the gives opportunities to design services according to segment needs also there. There is a market segment. A service operation manager must be aware of the market segment. We shall stop here.